Hi Leo, welcome into your weekly reading for the week of July 24th to the 30th, 2023. I hope you're doing well. We're going to begin and pull a couple messages from the Pure Magic Oracle deck and then the Light Seers Tarot for the remainder of the reading. And I might finish up the reading with something else, but we'll see if I remember. So let's do some shuffling to begin for this upcoming week for Leo. Okay, it was very uncomfortable. So naturally with that coming out, I do feel as if something, if not multiple moments, occurrences, I want to say even a conversation might be just simply uncomfortable. And Spirit is saying it is minor. Please keep that in mind. Ocean's Muse, talking about water's wisdom, intuition, hermit's light, and discovery. Watery energy is now what I'm getting. Interesting, this came out in a Libra recent 48-hour reading, but I do feel as if you are thinking about swimming towards happier days, a better situation, more fortune for yourself potentially. I did read the word fortune at the bottom of the deck before I began the reading. Probably should have showed you, but that'll be on your mind. But as well, your wisdom. I do feel as if there's a lot more to you than meets the eye. I'm getting that vibe about you being drawn to this reading. But you're very intuitive. And it's a week where at certain points, if not the whole week for a lot drawn to the reading, I'm hearing like myself, you're going to be getting such random, strong feelings, intuitive hits. And it's like, boom, 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 I just feel this, I know this. But not all of which needs to be acted upon or spoken about, right? It's interesting how you're using your intuition in two ways, or needing to throughout the week, where you intuitively feel something, but then you need to trust your intuition in regards to whether or not you need to utilize that, whether it's now or later, at a later date, time, or in general, right? If you intuitively feel something that's not about, say, your job, and it's not going to be appropriate or help or make sense or not even worth it to speak up about it to the authority figure or figures or to whoever you're working with, right? Trusting your intuition and keeping quiet in regards to it, but you still feel it and you're right. Stuff like that. But there are going to be times where it comes into play and you need to utilize it. So just strongly coming through, keywording, trust what you feel. And I do feel as if it's a week where spirituality is definitely coming into play for you. Whether you would consider yourself strongly connected to the spiritual realm or not, you're here watching a tarot reading for one reason or another, if not multiple reasons. So there is spirituality within your life, right? And so I do feel as if you could be hearing them through your thoughts, your dreams, synchronicities. Listen to what you hear and digest it. But when you feel something intuitively that you're hearing from Spirit is incorrect or just messing with, trust that, all right? And don't let it get the best of you. Move on forward. Here nor there is what I'm hearing. Here nor there. You might feel a bit absent-minded at certain points where it's like going through the motions, just doing what I got to do. This is quite mundane. This is not enjoyable. This is not where I want to be. Even if you want to be in that situation in the long run, or just in general, it just might be one of those days, this week in general. But I feel like for a lot, you do desire a change, right? Regardless of how that looks for you. But your light is shining, all right? There's a sense of you, as we have Hermit's light here, reminding me of the typical hermit imagery with the lantern, right? You guiding the way for yourself in certain ways by trusting your intuition, selectively your spiritual guidance, and selectively, again, the advice of others if that's applying to your situation. And I do feel like for a lot, reminding me of this channel and the readings I provide people personally, you could be guiding others as well. But there's a sense of, even if it's not that kind of obvious situation where you're guiding people, helping people in one way, if not multiple ways, you are being an example. You're holding back your actions, your movements, your way of being, the way you do something. That's very much helping other people. In a sense, that's guidance. All right. And so you need to be proud of yourself. I'm being shown somebody patting themselves on their back. There's a sense of you at certain points throughout the week being like, I did a really good job of coping with that situation, with that task, that overcoming that obstacle, dealing with that annoying person. I did so much better than an old version of myself would have dealt with it, right? Or overcame it. It's like, okay, yeah, it's just some people. That's kind of the vibe. But you're discovering a lot throughout the week. It's going to be a very hard-working week, I feel the need to say. Excuse me, where there is, again, messing with. But it's going to be a week where there are random synchronicities, moments. You're going to be observing things randomly, which is very much guided by spirit, because you're meant to see that. You're meant to observe that for one, if not multiple reasons. Trust what's taking place. It's a very, very purposeful week. Service is now coming through from this, your choices, the different sides of you. I feel like somebody that you're wrapped up with throughout the week, regardless of what situation this is pertaining to or they're in, they're two-faced. They come off to you one way and then they come off to other people or a specific other person in another way. Very interesting. Reminds me of somebody I'm working with. But let's pull some tarot because that one card was plenty. The number 7 coming into play. Just flow with it, my friend. Just flow. Things will work out for you in the end. I don't want to be, I just want to see, is what I just heard. Very interesting. The Devil card. You could feel like this week highlights the difficulties, the potential toxicities of your spirituality for some. I know that applies to me. This could be more so in regards to the past and potentially the future, but it could be present. You could be overworking yourself like me. It's definitely a possibility. You could find yourself just naturally thinking about and potentially working towards minimalizing or cutting out bad habits, over-consuming, overthinking, doing too much, potentially. Less is more, my friend. I get if you're overworking yourself and it doesn't feel like an option or you're just going to do it anyways, but there are other ways where less is more comes into play. All right. Holding back is a beautiful thing when it's intuitively strategic, right? If you feel it's going to be more so beneficial to, keep to yourself and not socialize or, again, interesting, complain, when you're at work or something of the sort, then do that. All right. Just, nose to the grind, just get the job done. And I'm hearing it's just a job. I've been saying that to myself at my serving job. It's just a job. I mean, you may not be working a day-to-day job, but keep that in mind as well if you're a business owner. The Lovers, the 7 of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Emperor. Things will feel more colorful as you get ready to wrap up the week, or it could be more so a progression of things getting brighter, more colorful. If you look at the coloring, or it might be kind of an up and down sort of week for you. All right, starting off with that kind of bleak coloring for the Devil. But the Lovers, because again, we're talking about, if you look here, choices. All right, your choices coming into play from the past, currently. You gotta, own up to the fact that, that came out a bit harsh, to the fact that you chose this situation. You chose to leave that behind. And now you have to do this to acquire that, or you have to do this to maintain this. Does that make sense? And I know that was quite general in the way it was worded, but that allows you to apply it to whatever it is for you. I know what it is for me. Self-love is coming into play. It might be a relationship or a lack thereof which that you're thinking about. No communication for some with somebody, but at the very, very least, your self-love is coming into play. You need to be taking care of yourself. I don't care how busy you are. You need to be taking care of yourself. Your connection to your higher self is as well coming into play. 9:30, angel number meaning-wise. The 7 of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune, because I feel like you're being reminded you have options, you have choices to make moving forward of true importance for you that are going to be game changers, all right? One big one that will lead to more choices, more for yourself, just in general. I'm hearing more abundance. Allow for the wheel to turn in your fortunate favor this week so that you can get further ahead, so you can make progress and find yourself feeling better about where you're at in comparison to even last week, in comparison to months ago, years ago, that last chapter or the chapter you keep thinking about. It just feels like day by day, week by week is the vibe. You'll get closer to whatever it is for you. But it just feels like you have a lot to, at times, contemplate, whether you are meaning to or not, a lot to get done. There's one, if not multiple, snakes in your midst. I feel the need to go back to this. This card was coming into play more than once than I expected. Horrible wording. Two-faced, my friend. Two-faced. Are just... It could be more than one person where someone's two-faced and then there's like another person or two where they're just not somebody you should be opening up to, trusting. You know, people who just have loose lips is what I'm hearing. Very much gossipers. Or just mean in energy. Okay. Anyways, take it as you wish. Thinking about savings. The wheel and the emperor now pairing together because I feel like it's about planning. It's about being strategic and about doing what you have to do. Just do it, right? I get that at times it feels mundane, but you can find one, if not multiple ways to, you know, loosen up that mundane way of being and enjoy it a bit more without overdoing it, okay? One or two more before we wrap this up because I'm starting to drift away from the reading. Kind of your vibe. The King of Cups and the Four of Swords in reverse. Now, this isn't saying you're not protected because you truly are. It just feels like it's not a very rest-filled week where there are times where you will have to rest and heal naturally because you're busy with the Devil and the Seven of Cups once again. But it's this peaceful sort of non-resting vibe about you, okay? Where I do feel as if, bear with me, there's a little bit of emotion wrapped up in your energy, okay? And people are noticing this. It's you just not feeling like you fit in, or you just have a lot going on, so you're tired and emotional. You know, that happens. Maybe you're just disappointed in one, if not multiple choices of yours or other people. However it works for you, Leo, I feel the need to remind you that there's a new situation on the horizon. It could be literally anything for you, all right? This is a wish fulfillment. But for a lot, it has to do with money in one way, shape, or form, an investment or a new job. As we get ready to wrap this up, step back throughout the week at a certain point. Give yourself, again, a pat on the back and recognize where you're victorious. But in regards to whatever new situation, let's maybe replace this with the Page of Wands. You're going to be victorious in regards to fulfilling that wish and getting exactly what you desire. Because as a Leo, don't you always make it happen? At least at one point or another. All right?